Hello, welcome to How to Play D&D, the explainer podcast with one experienced dungeon master and one failed scriptwriter to discuss D&D topics. My name is Kinsey, and my ridiculously sexy beast of a man. Oh yeah, I was gonna berate you. I thought,
I saw your head leaning. I was like,
it was pure. It was pure sin.
I'm blushing.
Pure sin until I turned. And I looked into those eyes. Pod partner is Lewis McCaffery. Hello, Lewis.
Hello.
I always flirt first. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just blacked out for a few seconds. Yeah. What did you finish the intro? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh, I did. Thank you. Yeah. How's life? It's been a while.
Good, yeah, it's been a while.
I made the same the same comment last time. But...
Yes, we've not washed. We were in the same clothes for weeks now. It is what it is. So I'm going to tell you what the class is, because we've got two left. And there's a reason why I'm going to bring it up first. No. Okay. So we're doing Artificer today.
Okay.
Which some people play D&D will know it. Mm-hmm. Some may not, because it's not in the player's handbooks for the for the newest one or the 5e, which is what we cover on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Where is that found? Why did that come about?
I think it was Tasha's Cauldron. I'm not sure who made it, and I don't know why they made it, to be honest, but I'm glad they did. It's a cool little... It's different. It's different compared to the rest, and I think that's probably why they did, just, for a bit of extra... I don't know, for...
Something new.
Yeah.
Something new.
Bit of change.
Well, without further ado...
It's a good one.
Yeah. Let's get to it. Okay, so today's episode is on Artificers in D&D. It's that class that everyone dreams of playing until they realise it's horribly complicated as a starting option, when really you just wanted to create guns and bombs.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only reason everyone I know has picked Artificer.
Yeah, even I made a terrorist elf, space elf.
Oh, I forgot you were an Artificer. That was horrible.
There we go. Lewis, I've misled a group of goblins to a sleepover at your house tomorrow night. Should I cancel it, or are we getting down and dirty with some green peen? What am I doing?
Some green peen? That's horrible. I mean, mine's already green, so it's great. I'll fit right in.
We told you we haven't washed.
We haven't.
Surprised it hasn't fallen off. Yeah.
Who says it's not?
So what are you doing? You letting it carry on?
Oh, I'm letting it carry on.
You're handing out flyers in the street.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm literally... I've gone to all the shops that we've put our cards in. Yeah. I've replaced it with green peen here.
Green peen sexy machine. Right. Can you summarise the type of class an Artificer is?
Yes. So an Artificer is... The way I describe it is like half-caster, because they do have access to magic, but their main thing is like, I'll say tinkering. And obviously we'll get more into what that is shortly. But so they can do magical things, but that's not their main thing. They're not like a full spellcaster like a wizard or a sorcerer. They still can use armour. I believe they're proficient in light and medium armour, I think. Yes. And shields. So they can still go in, use their simple weapons and attack martially, if that's a word, but also have access spells.
Okay, yeah, cool. So it's a mix between types of play, but it does do it in a different way. It's a different approach to a regular spellcaster, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, nice. It's the DIY, it's the tradesman, the labour man, labour woman.
Oh,
yeah. Of D&D, I suppose. Yeah, that's cool.
Labour person.
I believe the first time we met, I picked an Artificer.
You did.
So I wanted to be a carpenter.
You did.
And you told me not to, because totally fair.
Yeah, exactly. I remember after the first encounter when this was the Lost Mines of Phandelver, if anyone's played it. Yeah. They got to the cart in the road where they were ambushed by goblins, killed all the goblins, and then they wanted to keep the horse and cart that they had, but they also wanted to go straight to the goblins now. So what they did, or what our Artificer here did, was craft a shitty little fake bush out of the wood that he found nearby,
like the ones you have like a school
literally like something out of Shrek. But a school play or something.
Yeah, school play like a wooden cutout
and tried to
the horse and cart.
And tried to cut or cover up the horse and carriage.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. That, my friend, is my first attempt at D&D.
Yeah, I mean, I allowed it to work just because I didn't know. It was their first ever session. I didn't want to say, you fucking moron. What are you doing?
Look how far we've come. I'm still doing it. Right. What die does a player roll when leveling their Artificer? I genuinely, of all of them...
Is this one you don't know or something else?
Well, no, I have not known any of them, but like I would not know where to start with
this. It's a difficult one because when you think of an Artificer, you think of like a tinkerer, a craftsman, that kind of thing. Yeah. But they do have, like I said, up to medium armor proficiency. They can be martially inclined.
I'm going to go for a D8 for safety.
D8. We should have had a tally, like a whiteboard behind us.
4 out of 6.
Yeah,
4 out of 6.
It is a D8.
Yeah,
he's back, baby.
I'm back. That was a goblin from the Green Peen Gang, by the way. That little impression he just did.
That's a goblin I'll be playing. But yeah, so what that means for new players is that every time you level up, you roll a D8, add your Constitution modifier, and that's how many hit points you get.
Nice. What are the main stats a player should focus on when creating an Artificer?
So... the number one, I think, which is the more obvious, is intelligence, because you need to be smart to be able to do all your tinkering stuff and or your crafting stuff, and your tinkering abilities, I believe, relies on intelligence.
Is spellcasting intelligence? Mm-hmm. So it is one of maybe 2 classes that use intelligence as its main stat.
It makes sense when you consider like that they are literally making like gadgets, we'll say.
Yes.
So that makes sense. And the second one I've gone for is Constitution, because the way I see an Artificer is, like I said, more of a crafter role in the party. Yeah. They're here to do or make the random bullshit devices, can go in and support combat if they need to. But for me, the best 2 for those are intelligence and Constitution. If you want a main strength or something, you're more than welcome to. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, those are the 2 I'd recommend.
What makes the Artificer such a great class to play?
I think other than the fact that it is very unique, like no other class has this amount of tinkering abilities, I'll say.
It's a weird range, weird spectrum of roleplay. Definitely. I mean, to the point that roleplay can really change up combat as well. Right? Exactly. What you're doing in the roleplay time can affect what you do in your combat time.
That's exactly what I've thought about thinking about it, because there's so many roleplay opportunities with the stuff you can make, but also, let's say you're going into combat and the Artificer makes a magic device which is just a pebble, and I believe one of the options is you can record up to like a 6-word message and play it at will up to a certain distance. You just hide that somewhere, or drop the stone somewhere randomly, and then during a fight you have it call out. Like, imagine if you're going up against a boss and before that you go and meet the boss's family or something, record a message and then drop the stone.
Tie them up. Yeah. Leave them in the retirement home.
Literally. And then how distracted would that boss be halfway through the fight if he heard his daughter screaming or something?
Jesus Christ.
No, but you know what I mean? That's the amount
You're
of like...
fucking sick in the head, mate.
Yeah, it's great. Says the one who's inviting 6 goblin peens to our house.
What we meant to do is a whole party bus.
Battle bus.
Yeah, so, the Artificer has a lot of opportunities in combat and roleplay, and they really cross-pollinate. It's a very unique class in terms of what it's good at, and also the stats that it uses aren't exactly common. So would you say it's a great way to round it up?
I'd say so, yeah. It's definitely, like I said, it's definitely one where if you are looking for a change to D&D, if you want to do something new, the Artificer, if you've not done it before, is probably one of the best bets.
Nice. Could you name 3 feats you personally take when building an Artificer?
Yes, so the first one I've gone for is Magic Initiate, which you can learn 2 cantrips from any class, or pretty much any class, which the best one would probably you to learn from the Wisdom, because it uses the same modifiers, which already fantastic. It boosts the amount of spellcasting you can do.
Which is good, you don't have much as an Artificer.
And you also learn 1 level 1 spell from the same list, so learn 1 level 1 wizard spell, which is fantastic, and that's one of the ones where you can cast it once per day freely, so without using a spell slot.
Cool. Perfect. Yeah.
It's great for boosting your magical potential.
Yeah. Feat number 2?
I've gone for Elemental Adept, which what that means is you pick any element, and I think we've done this for another class, let's say lightning or something, which would be cool for an Artificer given the electricity of your gadgets and stuff. And any attack you do that does damage with that, or spells, for example, ignores resistances that the enemies have. And also, I believe, if you roll a 1 on the damage, it does 2 instead. So just a bit of boost to damage. And I think it adds a bit more flavour or flair to your class.
Third feat?
Now, the third one, and I'm going to have to read this because this is a new one for me. And it came out in the... what's it called? The Book of Everything. Oh no, The Book of Many Things. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Came out in that book, and it's the Cartomancer. And I'll explain the reason why I picked it first, because, like I said, I like the idea of an artificer using the gadgets and stuff like that, and the amount of unique things they can do. I like the idea of them being able to use cards to cast magic, and that's what this does. So you learn the prestidigitation, or whatever, how the fuck you say it. You learn that as a cantrip, and when you use it in that way, you can conceal the verbal and somatic components of the spell in an ordinary conversation and card handling, which what that basically means for new players is when you cast a spell that has verbal or somatics or hand movements, those components, anyone seeing you do that will know you're casting that spell because they can see it, they can hear it, whereas this just lets you disguise that, create an illusion without anyone knowing. Also, there's a hidden ace ability, which basically when you finish a long rest, you can choose one spell from your class's list and imbue that spell onto a card. It must have a casting time of 1 action, and then the spell remains imbued for 8 hours, and when it's imbued with a spell, you can use a bonus action to flourish the card and cast the spell within.
Nice.
Which I just think is fantastic. It's just the idea.
Yeah, if you're prepping it, what would usually be an action is actually then just a bonus action.
Exactly.
Is brilliant. And if someone casts silence on you, for example, because you are spellcasting, you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to say anything.
You've got it ready.
You've got it ready. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Exactly. And like I said, I like the idea of them having just things that they can tweak or use to tweak how they cast spells.
Yeah. Nice.
It's exactly what an artificer is.
Character you can think of for an artificer?
To be honest, there's probably loads that I can't think of off the top of my head, but anyone in kind of movies that is the go-to craftsman, anyone that makes tools, anyone, not blacksmith, but anyone like that would be an artificer, I'd say.
Yeah.
I thought someone... Optimus Prime, let's go with.
Optimus Prime, he's not the builder guy.
Oh, well.
He's not the guy who builds
I mean,
stuff.
there's a car in it, or he's a truck.
Alright, then, fine. Fuck it, if that's what it is.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Just be a car.
So the cars are Transformers.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
You know what I'm going to say? And this... I'll say Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty.
Okay.
Because he crafts a lot.
Yeah.
He's very intelligent.
Yeah, he would be an artificer, yeah.
I'd say so.
Nice.
Anyone you can think of?
I was going to say... I'd say Anakin Skywalker.
Really?
I mean, he's many things, right? Some of them we can't say on the podcast. But
sexy as fuck.
He literally built a C-3PO from scratch.
True, actually.
As a kid.
Yeah. No, I didn't think of that.
He's a great pilot. He has abilities. He has force abilities.
Yeah. You know what? I'll let you off. I quite like that. Yeah.
And he's a robot by the end.
He is, to be fair.
Yeah.
Hey, he's partially a robot.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Today's adventure has sadly come to a close. We're back again next week with a topic. 499 is the number of times sticky tape could go around the world based on what we use at Christmas. Do you think we could up our game next year, or are we happy being quitters?
I mean, it depends how many green peas you're going to be wrapping up for me, boy.
There's nothing being wrapped tonight. Okay, and as always, thank you for tuning in. If you are joining in on the D&D action, then please follow us on Instagram and TikTok at How to Play D&D, or check out the link in our bio to join our Discord server. And for BTS sessions, bloopers, blogs, early access to episodes, even live Q&As, and I've said early access to episodes, fuck it. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/howtoplaydnd. I've been Connor Kinsey.
I've been Lewis McCaffery.
Good day.
Goodbye.